We have good news this morning when it comes to spring flooding. The risks for major flooding in the Quad Cities area have gone down dramatically. And this all coming after the National Weather Service released a rare fourth spring flooding outlook. And that is why News 8's Charles Hart is joining us live this morning in Davenport. Charles, what changed?
Yeah, great question, David. So officials from the National Weather Service Quad Cities say the risk for major flooding in the QCA has gone down 15%. And that's compared to the previous outlook that came out just earlier this month. Normally, the National Weather Service only releases 3 outlooks, but because of this major change in forecast, they released an extra one. Officials say the probability of major flooding in our area is now 67%, and that's from Dubuque all the way down to Burlington. While the risk still remains above normal, there's a lower chance of any spring flooding reaching a major flood stage, which is 18 feet. So while the probability is favorable for major flooding, the river levels won't be considered major flood stage. But the expert I spoke to says a lot depends on the snow melt up north.
We really shouldn't be letting our guard down quite so soon, just because that snowpack is still up there, and I guess you could say it's a little bit kind of like a ticking time bomb. What we do not want to see is that snowpack to remain mostly intact into mid to late April.
Yeah, and officials also say that the risk for that major flooding has been kicked back a couple weeks to most likely early May, and that they're hoping that snowpack up north is melted by April. And of course, and lastly, officials say that there's still a 95% chance of moderate flooding. David, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Charles, thank you. And the last time the National Weather Service released 4 spring flood outlooks, that was in 2019 when the Quad Cities area saw that devastating flood.